What's up, guys? What is up? Welcome back to another episode of Deck Talk Podcast. And this episode, we're going to be talking about Icast 2026. But before we get into it, let's take care of some business. And so we want to say thanks to the sponsors that sponsored us to Icast. And that is Copper Red Baits, Lurch's Lures, Fish Lungs, and Firefly Outdoor Marine. So, guys, thank you so much. Go check them out and make sure you use discount code DECKTALK10. Get you a discount on top of all of that. And tell them that we sent you. But other than that, man, Pappy, I'm excited about this episode. What about you?
Man, I am too. But hey, before we get started, I just want to give it kind of extend on one of them. Not that one is greater than any, but Fish Lung, a great product they put out. Their product has been tried and proven that the fish survival rate has increasingly went up. But the primary use for the fish lung is that it provides optimal max oxygen levels in the live wells, ensuring the health and survival of the catch during tournaments and recreational fishing. We all know that there's nothing more than devastating than going to weigh in and you have a dead fish in a live well. But fish lung prevents that. They can delivers a constant supply of oxygen, reduces stress, keeping them in a peak condition, and designed to help anglers prevent the dead fish penalties and support fish conserved by improving fish survival rates upon release. It's got approximately 92% of O2 purity levels, and the flow rate is 0.35 liters per minute. Now, it'll hook up straight up to your current live wells. You don't got to change anything out. All you got to do is just unplug and plug, basically. I mean, it takes about an hour, it's great. You don't have to use chemical. It takes away the fit or the ice. In the warranty, they got an excellent warranty. They got a 1-year warranty. But in the cartridge on the fish lung, you have to change them out annually, and that's basically really the only maintenance that you have to do. I mean, maybe here and there every once in a while, but guys, I'm gonna tell you, their fish lung they have an exceptional product. Y'all go check them out on Deck Talk 10. Get you save you some money on there, and get you an awesome product. I mean, hey, go ahead.
Well, speaking of, I mean, all three of us has actually used the fish lung, and the one gentleman that has used it probably more than me and you is sitting right over here.
I mean, right here is a contestant.
Yeah. So, Gerry, what you have fish lung on all your boats, right?
That's correct. Yep.
And how have you and Hunter been able to see a difference with the tournaments and keeping fish in the box?
Here's the good thing. Now, when Pappy was talking about it, when you install, you don't disconnect anything, so it's an added system. So you recirculate your live well pumps. They all work just like they always did. This is just an added feature, but it works so good that you can shut your boat live well pumps off and just run the fish lung. And what it does, it cycles on every 4.5 minutes, 4.5 minutes, and then shuts back off. But I'll tell you, when we get to the scales, a lot of times you see these fish that the ends of their fins look all red on them, and you can tell they've had an oxygen deficiency problem in the live well, and they've really struggled during the day. Ours look like just as fresh as when we caught them, and it gets so bad that when I bring them to the bump tanks at the major tournaments like Major League Fishing and stuff, the guy will look at me and laugh and go, "You got a fish lung in that boat, don't you?" And I go, "Yeah, I do," because they're just ballistic in the bump tank.
And the thing is, what I really like about it is you can, just like what you said, like when you see a bag somebody bring up a bag and all the fish are, you cannot keep the basket on them. I've seen them flop the basket out, and
Uh,
I mean, but then the thing is when you go to release them, them things just swim off. I mean, you got to take care of them. It's our job to take care of them until we're released, and so, but actually, it's kind of our job to take care of them until they get caught again, because I mean, we're trying to help that fish be able to live to where the next person can catch it. And so, and the fish lung does that for sure. But, Matt, I know everybody, you recognize Gerry, and, Gerry, I think the last time we told you that you're officially our, third co-host, because you're on here just about as much as what we are. So, but, man, Gerry, what'd you think about Icast this past year?
I thought Icast was absolutely awesome. It was a lot different than it's been in the previous years, and I think that a lot of it, from my perspective, because of what I'm there to do, it was a lot better this year than it has been in the past. What
Yeah.
was your take of it?
Um, my take on it, the traffic was not as much as what we have seen. What was it? Up to about 4 years ago? Like, I mean, it would be shoulder to shoulder, like you're rubbing shoulders with people walking down the aisles. This past the past couple years has been, you kind of seen that traffic die down. I think they're trying to regulate that more.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think, to kind of help ICAST out, they do need to have, like, maybe Friday, have it more open to the public, or open to the, like, colleges or schools and stuff, to be able to have that more traffic come in, because in the long run, I mean, theoretically, they're not supposed to sell anything there. But all of us had seen where people, different booths and stuff, was selling stuff while they were there. But I think that if they can get, like, the high school and college age kids to be able to show up for, and have Friday as a day, or have it go to Saturday, and have maybe Friday and Saturday, to where it's more open to the public, to where that the younger anglers can be able to come in, because that's where they're going to be able to see, and these companies are going to, if these kids see it and they go to their local bait shop and say, hey, I seen this at Icast, can you look into trying to get this? And I think they're going to be able to sell more product that way. And I mean, because in the long run, that's what it's all about, trying to get the product seen and get product sold. Am I correct?
Well, and I'll tell you, on my perspective of it, is it being my first ever iCast, it was overwhelming. I ain't gonna lie. It's a big show. It's nothing like the classic. Two totally different atmospheres. Now I will say that you get, not that you can't get personal with at the classic, but you meet a lot more vendors, and so you can really start building relationships with just the vendors. I mean, you can at the classic too, but it's I don't know, it's just different. It is completely different. Had a good time. I mean, Lord of mercy, I think I put in over 50,000 steps in one day, and my dogs were screaming. But you know what? I had a good group of guys that we were hanging around. Gerry, man, it was a blast hanging out with you and Jimmy and
Well,
Walt. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a good time, man, and you guys really made that experience for me a good time, but I enjoyed it. It was good to go out and see the different stuff that's coming out. How they might have, kind of tweaked something or something, and there's a couple of things that really caught my eye. I know we'll get into that later, but man, I had a good time. I ain't gonna lie. I wish. Now I will say here's my one discrepancy. They need to lower them doggone food prices.
Yeah, it's pretty expensive in there. Hey, I really enjoyed hanging out with you both and having you guys do some interviews for me on the social media platform. And what's really cool, what I really enjoyed was having Jimmy Houston along, which I usually do, and Walt Reynolds, and usually Roland Martin's with me too, but Roland didn't go this year. But it got to show you the ins and outs of how we have to meet with sponsors, and sometimes we're just there to support them, and other times we're there because we need to meet with them and renegotiate contracts. You know, and a lot of
Yeah.
people don't really understand what Icast is. Icast, like Colin said, you don't go there to buy things. They're not even supposed to sell things. A few
Yeah.
people do sell some stuff, but and believe it or not, when you go up to like a line manufacturer and he's got this whole wall behind him just full of all these line boxes. Every one of them boxes is empty. There's not a piece of line in them because they're there to show their product, show their boxes, and make sales.
Yeah.
So what Colin said about letting more people in, it's kind of going to go against what I'm going to say because for me to be there and have to renegotiate contracts and meet people, it made it so much easier this year. And what I
Yeah. I
noticed
could see
was
that.
not only was there less traffic in the aisles, but there was an awful lot of new people in there for exhibitors, but they were real small companies like mom and pops. I mean, I've never
Yeah.
seen so many little booths in a show. I think Colin, you can attest to that, correct?
Yeah, that was one thing that I did, and I really liked. I liked seeing that because you
Yeah.
know, the next great bait may come from one of them small mom and pop bait companies,
Mm-hmm.
Or it may
and
come from a guy that's on the podcast right now. I mean, you never know. You just
Right.
never know.
I mean, well, there's no telling what's going on through Gerry's mind, and
Well,
there's
let me say this, and I don't mean to interrupt, but I've got to say this, Gerry. I will say this now. Watching you navigate and work on how you went through all your sponsors how you reacted with them and everything. That was the biggest take for me because
Mm-hmm.
I sat back and I watched. I'm a big time observer,
Mm-hmm.
and when I was thinking if there was one thing that I took from my cast, it was just sitting back and watching you work and how
Mm-hmm.
you talk and interact with these people and it that to me taught me a lot in the industry behind the scenes, should I
well,
say.
and that's
You
how,
know,
and that's why I told you, Pappy, like for I don't know how many times or how many years that I've been to where at least that I do not follow Gerry around. I mean, I've been following Gerry for I don't know what 4 or 5 years, Gerry,
Probably at least, yeah.
and that's how I've learned. And when I tell people that Gerry's my fishing mentor and stuff, I mean because and not just I'm not just saying just in fishing in general, just because he he knows how to present himself, and you can learn so much just by watching somebody who's been in those shoes for a long time,
it's mind
and
blowing. I mean,
it is.
you've seen the experience. I mean,
Yeah.
it was truly a blessing that I got to witness, and I'm not trying to make this into a pat you on the back or anything, but I kind of am. But I just wanted to let you know, Gerry, that I really appreciated that, and dude, that was class act right there. I mean, it truly was because I left there learning something, and not just going and meeting vendors and seeing new stuff. I truly learned something.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. I really do. And I think you'll notice, and people don't see this because it's not in our videos, but when I walk up to a booth, it's almost like being a politician. You hug so many people and kiss so many babies. That's not even funny. And if you look, we all handle each other like we're
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
They
Well,
return it back to me. I return it back to them. And a
Right.
lot of these people have been with me for years. But like when you look at Waterman, Sunscreen, and Bubba, you saw the way they just said, "Yeah, let's get these videos done," and how we interacted. And they're two new ones that just got on
yeah,
board with us last year.
right.
Mhm.
Oh, and but you said like I want to ask. I mean, did that baby ever wash its forehead that you signed on? You autographed on her forehead, Gerry?
No, but just in case there's going to be a lawsuit, I signed Roland's name.
Oh, okay.
when Roland's not there, there's a lot of options to be had. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I'll tell you one thing. For those of you that weren't able to go to Icast, there was a million of these there. Man, every
Man, I
Yeah.
tell
time you
you, that
turn
was what
Yeah.
around,
I was fixing.
there was a million of them. You all know we make these, and I just couldn't. That and sunglasses. How many sunglass places did we
Oh my
see?
gosh.
I think there.
There might have been
I mean,
but
there
there
might
was a
have
lot.
been. There was a whole lot. I mean, every booth it seemed like they had those quickies or
Uh,
the fuzzy balls or whatever you want to call them. But every other booth had sunglasses,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
and it was amazing to see. I mean, but we went and we done a video at Bahio, and to see the quality and the things that they are doing with those sunglasses, and then go to another booth and look at the sunglasses, and you could tell like real quick that the other sunglasses were just kind of like quickly made. It did not take the time and effort to be able to try to like figure out what fishermen really need, because
mm,
those new sunglasses that you and Melinda were showing us, the ones that had like the blockers that comes up to the side that blocks the side to keep the sun out, but then you could also, if you didn't want them, you can remove them.
right.
And
Yeah, that's
then
good.
uh oh shoot, uh I just totally had a brain fart. Is his name Mike? The other guy?
Mike takes care of the salt water, and
Yeah,
Melinda
Mike.
takes care of the fresh water.
Mhm.
Well, the video that you done with Mike and how he broke down, like, hey, you want this color for clear water, this color for murky water, this color you want for if it's a cloudy day, and how he broke down the different colors of lenses and why you want those lenses. That information is very I mean that
Vital.
will help out a whole lot of people right there. I mean,
Yes.
because
Yes.
I know that I'm going to be looking to get some new sunglasses, and uh and I think that that rose color that you and Mike was talking about, I think that's
Hmm.
probably going to be my next color that I'm going to get.
That's a good all-around color, and you know, you both know me good enough to know that I say it as I see it, and there's no
Nah.
filter on me, and I'm just gonna say, listen, Bahio's
Not
with
you.
Hunter and I, and as soon as they open that company, Hunter and I jumped from another company to them, and we got a lot of kickback from the other company telling us we were going to a lesser company and stuff. Let me tell y'all, 2 years in a row, best eyewear was Bahio. So I say to the other company, "How do you like me now?"
Mm.
Because
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that is awesome, and I agree with
But
you. When that video comes out, and people look for that video coming out, not only are you going to see the new frames, but as Colin said, you're going to see a good example of what each lens color is worth, even even for deep water salt, um, fishing beds, driving your car down the road,
Yeah.
and it's probably one of the best videos that Mike's ever done with me, where he really explains all the intricate
Yeah, he
details of
done real
why
well.
each color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Um,
He was
and
very
then,
thorough.
but then also, Jimmy got a pair while we were there, had got a pair of them. And, and he was surprised, like he was like, he even said like how clear it was, even with being inside the building. He was very impressed and shocked by it.
It's kind
Yeah.
of funny because he said, "Hey, do me a favor. I don't have any sunglasses made. Can you help me out?" I said, "Yeah, let me bring you to Bahia." So I made a quick phone call and said, "Hey, if I bring Jimmy Houston by, can we talk a deal and get him some free glasses?" They're like, "Yeah, yeah." So Jimmy, and I don't think you're around to hear this, but Jimmy, we went down there and struck the deal, and Jimmy went and found the pair he wanted or whatever. And I don't know if he signed the deal or not, but it did help get Roland Martin a deal. So Roland Martin's going over to Bahia sunglasses, which is
Oh,
kind of
heck yeah.
cool. Walt sealed the deal on that one. But Jimmy told me he promised them, "I'll have 1,000 pictures taken of me with your sunglasses on at this show." And one night when we went out to dinner, Jimmy looks at me and goes, "You know that promise I gave Bahia about 1,000 during this show?" He said, "I think today I beat 1,000 in one day." He said, "I don't think I've ever had so many pictures taken of me." Yeah. So
Well,
He had a lot.
he
and
did
that's one
love those
thing though
glasses, though.
that um that I really like about Icast, and which everybody knows, we go to Icast, the classic Red Crest and stuff, and we do media work for Bass and MLF. But I think like Icast is the best place if if you are a company, or you are an angler that's trying to like promote and get your name out there. Icast is by far the best place to be able to network, and it goes to like what Gerry was saying. It opens. There's so many people there. I mean, it's the biggest fishing
Mhm.
expo in the world,
Hmm.
and
Oh,
you
it's
can
huge.
go and see these other people, talk to them, eat lunch with them. I mean, because when you go eat lunch, there ain't no telling who's going to be sitting at the table next to you.
Well,
Hmm.
that's what I
And
was fixing to say. I mean, we ate lunch, me and you, and there was two guys that were at the table. I don't remember who they were with or whatever, but I mean, they were with some big reputable companies, and we
yeah,
were just sitting there talking, just chit chatting, and
yeah.
that to me was kind of cool. Well, it wasn't kind of cool; it was cool.
But
That
I
you
yeah,
do
I
talk
I
to
mean,
do
these
want
people.
to back up just a little bit to what you said earlier, Colin, because I kind of agree with you. I told you, both of you, how easy it was for me to maneuver my way around and get the sponsors for the first 2 days. And then you all see me disappear on Friday, like most of the pros do. They
yeah,
leave on Fridays because that's usually when they let in a lot more people. And I
right,
really think you're right. They need to add more of the public, more of the high school, college kids in on Friday because by then we've all struck our deals, if they're new deals or new contracts or whatever.
right,
And it would really open their eyes up to it. And it's a great place for kids that are already doing social media and content to get new sponsors in. I happened to be talking to one guy from a reel company and said that we're starting to take these koiki baits, which I got some right here, and we got some glow in the dark ones, and we're going to try and fish in salt water, but we're not saltwater equipped. And the guy turns around and says, "I'll give you reels." Well, then I was in another booth with Jimmy. We went and took a look, that bright orange one with the black light room in the
yeah.
middle.
Oh
I
yeah, the
told them
Mhm.
I'd come
catfish,
back with Jimmy, and they
Yeah, the
must have thought
rod.
I was
yeah,
Yeah.
kidding because
the
I walked
catfish
in with
rod, yeah,
Jimmy, and they go, "Holy crap, he's here with Jimmy Houston." So Jimmy thought it was cool, and I started telling him how we're gonna try and incorporate some of the baits we make with Wild Hunter baits to include saltwater. Dude, I left with saltwater rods, and they're building Hunter custom saltwater reels. We're going to try and land a 400 to 600 pound Goliath grouper on their rod and reel and film the whole thing. And if we
Oh
can get it
wow.
to the surface, Hunter's going to jump out of the boat with the boat captain. They're going to float next to this giant fish, and we're going to get some pictures. But I mean,
Heck yeah.
kids can do that. They can, they can. We went over to Waterman's sunscreen, which was new last year.
Yeah.
We got a deal for rolling there too. And those, those are some of the nicest people. I think they gave you all
Uh,
free samples, didn't they?
Oh
and
yeah.
I tell
Yeah.
you, well, last year, Jerry, they didn't know, they just knew that I was with you.
Uh
And they gave me like a bag full of just product,
huh.
and I keep that stuff on my boat because I mean, when you're out there, I mean, the older we get, the more people that we're seeing. Like Pappy and I,
Heck,
we've got a buddy that fishes and that works with us, and he within the past 3 months he's had 2 cancer spots cut out,
Mm-hmm.
and so uh, but and then I've had my grandfather. He never wore sunscreen a day in his life, and I couldn't tell you how many times. I think it was up to like 12 to 14 times that he had cancer spots taken off, and that's I used to just go out and just and a cut off shirt, and I mean I'd be
Mm.
tanned up, but then after seeing that and like, man, you really need to protect yourself.
You do,
And
yeah.
and so I have that Waterman's, and the thing is I have gone and I fished all day because usually a lot of the sunscreen and stuff that you get at the at Walmart or whatever, you got to apply it a couple times a day.
Because it sweats
And
off of you. Yeah.
yeah, but I've been to where with that Waterman stuff that I really enjoy about it is that when you put it on, it's not really that it's like oily or something like that, but you can
Uh-huh.
still kind of tell that it's on. But I have fished 10, 12-hour days out on the water in 90 plus degrees, and I've sweated. I've had my hands in the water getting fish up out, and it lasts, and
It's
that's one
still
thing that
there,
I
yeah.
really like about it.
And I
well,
and I always tell
I can
people,
take it a step further than that. Is when they gave us those bags and stuff, we extended our trip, and my daughter and my wife, bless their hearts, I mean they're as
Redheads,
pale as
redheads.
they're as pale can be, and they used it on day one and absolutely loved it. Didn't use
Yeah,
anything else. They was like,
great,
oh, we've got to have this,
great, yeah.
and they're huge on sunscreen. Well, they got to be. I mean,
Uh,
they have to be, and
if y'all need any more of that, just let me know. But let me tell you, I always tell people, and when my videos come out, you'll hear it both at the sunscreen place and at the Bahio sunglasses. There's 2 places you should never skimp money, and that's on protecting your eyes and protecting your
yeah,
skin. And
yep.
and it's
especially with kids, and you all know Hunter real well, and Hunter didn't go this year. I gave him the year off. He's only 14, and let me tell you, I wouldn't put junk on Hunter. I only have him use the best, and that's that Waterman
yeah.
sunscreen and Bahio sunglasses.
Well, and the
So
thing you say that Hunter had, you gave him he had the week off,
he's making baits. I won't
but
lie.
he was making baits.
But
That kid,
everybody's gonna yell at me about child labor.
right, right.
Man,
So
hey, hold on. I don't know if y'all going to be able to see this, but I'll show you what he did. You tell me if you can see this. Look at this right here. Can you see all them balls?
yeah,
Oh yeah.
Look at them
yeah.
all. There's boxes over there. There's boxes over here. I mean, I wasn't kidding. He was making them. He was
Hey,
making.
and I tell you, real quick, Gerry. Can and it may not even show up. Can you show the translucent one for
Yeah,
people to
called
see?
chameleon craw. Hunter just walked by me. Hunter, can you see if there's a flashlight over there? This
I
is the
want people to see
chameleon,
this.
and if
This is
and
awesome.
you can see it kind of looks pink, and the ball looks brown. And Hunter's looking for a flashlight. We'll come back to it when he finds one. But yeah, he was making a lot of baits, and I don't want to really get in detail. Here, let's see if you can
No,
shoot that from behind. He
yeah, no,
came
no.
back. Hang on.
I just want
No,
people to see
this way.
this.
Shoot right at the ball. Did the ball turn purple? I can't tell.
Uh,
Yeah.
get more towards the camera.
Towards
This
Hunter.
way?
Go towards Hunter. Go towards Hunter.
There you
There you
go.
go.
Oh yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right,
See
see
Yeah.
how
how
You can
that
see it
ball
right
went
there.
from brown? It's called chameleon, so it changes color. You can see how it's going from brown
Yes.
back to purple. I can't really talk much about it, but Hunter, for 14 years old, owning his own company along with Colt, his buddy that he brought in with him, they had a heck of a deal offered to him at Icast that,
Yeah, they
let's
did.
just say it's in the seven figures. I mean, it's a big
Mm-hmm.
number.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so he's been blessed by some of the people. And let me tell you, when we got a video coming out, we threw these over at Jimmy Houston's ranch, and he's been plugging them, and he absolutely loves them. And man, we got to send him a whole case because he just loves throwing these things. But
Now, are you talking about the chameleon?
yeah, he
Or
loves the
just,
chameleon color, and he also likes the scuppernong, and he likes the watermelon. Yeah.
Well, I tell you that chameleon. I mean, I can't wait. I can't wait.
Wait till I
Can't wait.
send you the glow in the dark. Because believe it or not, I don't think anybody else has ever done this. Only the metal flake glows in the dark. So it's
Mm,
kind
really.
of really, really cool looking. And I
yeah.
think,
What I think that in which I was, and I'll just go on and just say it here, but I was wanting to see. I was well, not see. I was going to have uh, Hunter pour me up a couple of them. I would like to have some of that monkey milk.
ooh, Hunter, Mr. Colin over here is asking for some monkey milk. You want monkey milk mixed just with anything or just in the ball?
Oh
Mm.
goodness.
You want
Now,
monkey milk with a flake
Now
in it? You want another color in it? What do you want?
can monkey milk? It's got to have purple. Anything
So how
you got
about
to have
monkey
purple.
milk with violet flake
Purple.
in it?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then we're
So
gonna try another one for you. We'll try a what's called a violet pearl color, and we'll
yeah.
put some black and silver fleck in that one.
Oh man.
So when you look at it at different angles, it'll look white or it'll look violet colored.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a pearl color. But
Heck
anyway,
yeah.
Oh, it,
we get
yeah,
sidetracked because I brought
I,
these things
hey,
out.
Jerry, just make sure you throw that translucent in there. I mean,
The chameleon
I
one, I'll do
yeah, the
that.
chameleon.
Hey, I
Yes,
got
yes,
another one you really gonna like. It's green pumpkin, and when you hold it up to
yeah.
the light, it's motor oil.
Motor oil. Yeah, you showed that one to us too, and
Yeah, I'll
I
get you
was
some of them over to you guys too, and you can play with them.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and there's another color that I want y'all to pour that I gave
Well,
you when
don't
you
get
was
it
up
out
here.
on here. Everybody in the
I'm
world's
not.
gonna
I'm not.
know.
I just want you to. I'm just saying. I want
Listen,
you
Jerry, up the brakes,
to
boy.
pour it because I gave you. I had this worm designed, and
Oh yeah, yeah,
I need one in this color. And
yeah.
if I have to, I'll send you another worm to where you can match it up. But
Yeah, you do that.
uh,
And here's the funny thing. Um, we're using. I don't know if y'all how good you saw that bait when I held it up, but you can see the tentacles are standing up.
yeah,
and
Mm-hmm.
and we found a third ingredient that's not even made for making baits. Here, let me show you a nice red one. You can probably see it there better. See the tentacles? Heck, I'll
Yeah,
do one better. I'll take this ball, I'll stick it in my hand, and I'm squishing it. I'm going to open it up and look how that thing stood back up. So
yeah,
we found an ingredient that it will make the ball stand up. And these are not TPE, these are Brousseau. These are actually plastic. So they won't melt in the heat, they won't melt with other baits. And everybody wants to know what that third ingredient is, and we've not released that. But here's the biggest thing you guys don't know. How many colors do you see these guys that make these? How many are they making them in? Right now, we make them in over 100 colors. And I'm going to tell you, if you can,
I was gonna say it not that many.
if
Well,
you can
you
think
usually
it,
will see it like 4 or 5 colors where people
right,
will have
we
it.
can make
4 or
any
5.
color. And if you can think it, we can make it.
Yeah.
Just remember that. But again, there was a lot of people at the show, and some of them were really good, and some of them were really mopped over. Just like there was good sunglasses, great ones like Bahio, and there was lesser brands there, and the food was really over expensive. I mean, I think a Mountain Dew was
Hey, what about the
$5.
$82
Well,
for 3 Mountain Dews?
talk about that. Yeah, talk about that for a minute. Tell them your reaction, Jerry.
And I don't want to say the words I had to say
Nah.
up there.
You ain't got to say the words. You don't got to say the words, but
Man,
I mean,
a Mountain Dew for $5. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you people?
you was
and
about
here's
to
the
get
other
charged
thing.
82.
Here's
Hey,
another thing.
before
Not one place will take cash money. You had to run a card no matter where you went.
no matter. Yeah.
Yep.
No money.
Jason says, what is the website for those corkies?
There is a website up, but we've had such a demand on them that we're behind on making them. But it's wildhunterbaits.com. And there is an email. So even though they're not up there for sale, go to the email on there, email us or call us. I think my number's on there. And we'll be happy to make whatever color you want. Believe it or not, and there's a video on my Facebook right now. It's under Gerry Broussseau. We had a couple of high school kids take some balls, and they went out to do content for us. They caught 10 over 8 pounds, and the best 5 came in at 45.06 pounds. Our balls have just taken 7 wins in a row in Florida, so we know they're working.
Yeah.
And we give them money back. If you buy some of ours and you don't like them, all you got to do is call me and I'll send you your money back. No
Hey,
questions
let them.
asked.
Also, guys on here, just where you heard it, Deck Talk, and Jerry he'll do his thing. But
Yeah.
hey, he, I'm telling you, again, the presentation, and that was another thing that I noticed about Wild Hunters corkies is that Jerry would go around and squeeze him. I mean, he wasn't just barely doing it. He was squeezing it, and that's a big old hand right there. He was squeezing it, and there was no other one out there that would do what Jerry was doing.
No.
No.
And if you mentioned Deck Talk, we'll give you 10% off. And let me give you a little hint. Don't be too surprised if we're not a sponsor of this show shortly. Hunter's behind these two gentlemen all the way. He loves these guys.
Don't break it right now, buddy.
No.
Man, I'm just saying. You go to you send us an order and put Deck Talk. We'll give you 10% off. And if you buy enough of them, we'll throw free ones in the box for you.
Ooh, there you heard it from the man.
I tell you what video that I would love to see, in which you may already have it, and if you do, that I have already in this pack of SD cards that you gave me. I would like to see, because there's so many different ways to rig these corkies. I would like to see like how you and Hunter, because
I'm so glad you brought this up.
A little bit different than what anybody else that I have seen, and
I love the concept. Love it.
So I'd like to see the video of how y'all actually will rig up a corky.
Yeah, we're getting ready to do that one this weekend, actually, on that. And I'm going to tell you another thing we're going to do. For any of you guys that are thinking about making your own baits and stuff, any of the young kids out there, we're actually, we've talked to Spike It and Lore Works. They're going to come out with a starter kit. that everything you need is going to be in that box. But we're also going to do a video of how to pour a single color. And then we're going to do a video, and I don't know if I have any doubles right here. I had a black and chartreuse one. We're going to do another video how to pour a laminate where one half of the ball is black and the other half is chartreuse. I think I got one here. Hang on. Let me look.
Oh,
Here you go.
hey, speaking of which, do you got any black and blues?
Okay, so see this one? Can you see the black on it?
Yeah.
And then I flip it over. You see the chartreuse on it?
Oh yeah.
So we'll show you how to do laminates also. But there's a perfect example of a laminate right there. And yes, we do have black and blue. And we actually have one that the ball's blue, the tentacles start out white, and every tentacle on the end is red. So it's red, white, and blue.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And that one hasn't come out,
I-
but I'm going to tell you it's coming out very shortly.
Jerry, we need to indulge in that on.
We're going to send you
that
some
one.
for free, and we're going to try and send you some of the glow in the darks and let you do content. But
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah, 'cause we got-
the red, white, and blue would go great with what we do, and you know what we do. You know what I'm talking about.
And listen,
So-
if there's any kids watching or college kids, I mean, it can be college
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
or high school.
What about Callie? Does he fit in that?
Fit in what?
And into the high school kids section? You know, I mean,
he actually just brought on one of our high school content kids because I told him I rant and raved how good this kid Tucker Rick, let's see, what is it called? Tucker Ricks, how good of a job he was doing for us. But that's what I wanted to mention. If you want to get on our pro staff, we provide all free baits, and we start you out with a starter kit. And if you give us the right content, you'll never buy any baits from us again. We'll just keep sending them.
yeah.
So
Well, and the thing
we're not trying to get rich off of this. We're actually trying to make these affordable enough for the young kids to get them. And
that was one thing that I was wanting to say, that I think Hunter kind of took on to his own, and I know we got off of talking Icast, so we'll get right back on to it. But I do want to say, like, Hunter, that you had told me that, like, Hunter started taking these baits and stuff that he was making, and you know, the tournaments and that, especially like when the Sacramento shads were going hot and you could not get them, and people were price gouging them on the internet. And he was making these Sacramento shads and taking them into these tournaments and just handing them out to the kids. And
what he was doing was he was finding the kids that were getting in with their boat captain with no tackle boxes, and he was giving them all these free baits. But he also showed up at some tournaments, and a lot of people don't know this because every year he gets free rods, free reels, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
He showed up and he watched the kids with no rods and reels, and he'd go over and hand them 2 or 3 at a time. You're
That's
talking
awesome,
about
man.
these kids getting over $1,000 of rods and reels free from another kid.
Yeah.
You know, and he could easily be selling this. The sponsors would be okay with it, but that's just not the way we want to do it. There's too many underprivileged kids that can't fish, that we had to give it to the right people. And you see some of these kids, they about want to bust in tears when we give them a rod and reel.
And guys, and that's what I'm talking about right here. I mean, this is the true Jerry. I mean, Jerry and Wallaby Hunters. I mean, this, and they do so much for the kids. That is, I mean, it is awesome. But also, you guys. I mean, I could go on and on about this. I mean, I was one of those less than fortunate kids when I was growing up, and what you guys do for the kids, I could just imagine the smile on their face when they get, especially when Hunter's walking up and giving it to them. And, it's one thing that an adult does it, but it's something else that you got a kid that is giving it baits, rod and reel combos.
Right.
I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's just something else, man. It is something else.
Yeah. The Sacramento shads are still hot, and we were the first company to do it, and I don't know if anybody's done it since, but we did it in a limited edition. We made Hunter is a scuba diver. He's certified, so he can scuba dive. So we do dive, and we notice that bait fish are transparent when you look at them under the water. You can see through them. So we made the first core shot Sakamatos where they're clear, but they have a core in there with a color. And nobody else has ever produced that.
I was about to say, and I've never seen them. And
I ain't either.
And then the other, we could come on here and talk about baits. How many of you guys have ever fished a multi-day tournament? You go there one day, the water's clean as heck, and you go there the next day, it rained, it's dirty as heck.
Yeah.
So we make our Cincos, some of them, with glass rattles poured in them. So when the water goes nasty, you throw the glass rattled ones. And they go, because when the water gets nasty, they go by sound.
Yeah.
You know,
so
we're trying to be unique, but let's get off that. We can talk about baits another time, but wildhunterbaits.com.
Hunterbaits.com for
Wild
sure.
Hunter Baits.
And Wild Hunter Baits. But I do want to say, just make sure you go and just mention Deck Talk and get you a little discount on top of it. But I want to talk about Pappy and I was at Icast, and we talked and with being in the truck and stuff of unloading Little Debbie's, and like we talked about Icast probably every day that since we've been back. And our favorite thing that was at Icast.
Oh heck yeah, we're gonna get into that.
Is from Bubba, and Bubba has this new thing that's coming out, and I think they said it'll be out at the end of this year, if I'm correct. But it is a tripod that will fit your the Bubba scale down into it, and it will have the hooks, the bag, and everything ready to go to where all you have to do is set the bag up on the hooks, and it weighs.
You're talking about a 30-second hook, 30-second setup.
That's it. Yeah.
But the cool thing though is that all that's going to relate back to their app. So anybody, you can see everything, the way in through the app, and I think that was the coolest thing that we had seen.
And it's not cheaply built. I mean, it's built out of metal. These are not plastic legs.
No.
Because I picked that up, and it's quality. Tell them about the other product for kayak fishermen.
All right. So for the kayakers, they have a bump board. And I wish that, I wish I had more time to this evening to where I could have got some pictures and stuff. But we have them posted on the Deck Talk Facebook page. So they have, for kayak fishing, they have a bump board. It looks just like a regular bump board. It is a certified bump board. He said that is certified through Kayak Bass Fishing. And so what it does is it has the card placed where you can put your card in it to where it's the identifier. You put the fish on it, and it has like a little slide thing. So you slide it to the end, however long the fish is, and it will mark that mark. So it will have a mark from your biggest fish and your smallest fish. And it keeps it on there. It keeps it lit up. When you turn it on, it'll keep it lit up. So you know, as soon as you put that fish on there, all right, this one calls my small one, let's move it and just go on. So instead of having to, I don't know if this is going to do it, it records it right there. You're seeing it in real time. That's going to, this fish is going to help. It's not going to help. Get rid of the fish. But also, that bump
it puts it on the app.
Goes to the app as well. Those two things, Jerry, I think are kind of game changers for the fishing industry. Because let's just say, if y'all, you do a lot of
blown away,
but you utilize the Bubba scales, right? But Jerry utilizes the Bubba scale. How easy would it be if you decide, hey, this one tournament, let's bring in best 5? And how easy would it be to set up that tripod and just weigh it that way?
Just like that, because man, it locks when they stop bouncing, and you can even save it right there on the scale too.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Yeah,
so,
and
it's
listen, the scale links up to my phone. So
Mm-hmm.
when I weigh them fish, it automatically records on my phone, so it doesn't go anywhere. It's saved
Yep.
anyway.
yeah.
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 I will
So
say by far it was by far when I seen it, I was like, holy crap, man. That eliminates so much. The table, the big scales. I mean, literally,
the
it's on a tripod.
baskets, everything.
The
Yeah.
basket, it's a tripod. You set it up. You drop the Bubba scale down. It's got the hook. You set the bag on inside the hook. It weighs the fish. It stores it, sends it to an app, and you're done. I mean,
Yeah.
literally 30 seconds.
Right.
And 30 seconds might be exaggerating. I mean,
Yeah.
it is so fast and quick. I wished we'd have had that a long time ago. And
Yeah.
that bump, the bump board, it was just as equally as impressed. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
it was truly amazing.
I'll
That was
agree
my
with
two
you. You
biggest
know, and
things.
all the sponsors I have, that was probably the coolest thing that I saw
Yeah,
because you could tell some time went into inventing that.
Oh yeah.
yeah, oh yeah,
They have for sure.
Yep.
Now, I do want to say I want to kind of go back to the vendors. Um, and it seems like, and Gerry, correct me if I'm wrong. It seems like again, this is the seventh time that I've been, and I think that the past 2 years really like the foreign companies and stuff like the JDM stuff has really been pushed harder on Icast the past couple of years, and you've seen a whole lot more of like the Japanese companies that have come in.
mhm.
Yeah. I'm smiling because sitting right next to me is some lures that those Japanese companies gave me that the baits aren't even available in the United States yet. And we've been able to play with them, and they're game changers. They're the next hot thing. And, you know, some people say, wow, I'd rather have just local American made stuff. Like our stuff is all American made. None of this is imported. We don't do that. We make it right here. But I'm telling you, their stuff is working. And some of the craziest looking stuff. And you're 100% right. This year alone, there was more Japanese vendors there than I've ever seen in the past.
Yeah,
Yep, a lot of that. And then there was a lot of mold companies for you to make your own baits,
yeah.
you know, and you'll see I do an interview with one of them, and I've got one plastic worm that took a gallon of plastic. It's got to be like 5 foot long,
It
and
was
I took
7 foot
pictures and
long.
stuff with it. It's like the biggest worm I've ever seen.
Yeah,
Um,
And I also
and
got
I
a picture of
tried.
that. I got a picture of that, and I got a picture of Jerry and the Medusa sea urchin. This thing was huge. I
Yeah,
Oh,
mean,
that
yeah, they had one of these we call them fireballs, but you guys call them cokies. They have one in the let's see who was that? That was
it was
Epic
Epic Molds.
Bait
Epic
epic
Molds.
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 Yeah. They
Yeah,
had
he
a
said it took 2 gallons.
2 gallons to make one of these. 2 gallons. It was huge. Yeah.
Yeah, huge. It looked
Yeah.
like Medusa.
I mean, it's something you go out there and catch a whale on or something.
Yeah.
It was huge. So,
Uh,
um, you
yeah, and
know,
I'm still trying to, you know, I want to see what you can do because I would love to put one of them 7 foot worms back behind me. I think that would be a great eye
You got
catching
that
for the
right.
podcast room.
uh, he had
Yeah.
told
So
me I did an interview with Jason and Amanda, and he had told me if he was to sell one of those, it'd probably have to be like a couple $100. Yeah, that's what it'd be worth.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
Yeah.
he
we
said
went
it's like
back to get
150,
one, and
200
he had
bucks. Yeah,
already gotten rid of them, but he would have gave us one. So we do some business with them, but most of our business with Spike and Low Works. Um, but we may try and get one of them, and but that thing is huge, man. That thing is heavy too. It's heavy to even.
Well,
carry around.
how tall are you, Jerry? About what, 6'2", 6'3"?
Yes, almost 6'2". Yeah.
Okay, well that thing from floor to the top, I've got a picture.
The dude
It
said
was
it's 7
over.
foot,
I had to hold
Yeah,
it over my head.
yep,
Did I?
yep,
Yeah. Yeah. I don't
yep.
know. I'm
but
trying to think. I'm trying to think of what else.
I
There was an
want to.
awful lot of
There's
saltwater baits there this year.
Yeah.
yeah.
Awful lot of kayak stuff. A real lot of kayak stuff.
Well, I
Um,
want to talk. One thing I do want to talk to you about, um, because I don't think that you can get a glide bait. You cannot make a glide bait. You cannot get one painted for what this glide bait cost. Fish Lab had, and we got to see it swim. Fish Lab has a glide bait that looked phenomenal. And Jerry, can you tell us how much that glide bait? It was a 5-inch glide bait.
yeah,
And how much was that? Did he say retail cost?
$20
$20
and custom
and
painted. Yeah, and
custom
you'll
painted.
you'll you'll see them in a video that we got coming out. You'll see them and they're really 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 going to work. And um, I hate to tell this to people because I give away some secrets, but Roland Martin and I throw glide baits a lot, and you've seen in the video where the first one I catch is 7.5, the next one's 5.5, and
Mm-hmm.
my glide baits have to only have one hinge in them. If they have more than 2 hinges, I'm giving it away.
Yeah.
So if a guy walked in here today and gave me one that's worth $300 and it's got 3 hinges in it, I'd give it to you tomorrow because the best ones only have one hinge. But you're right. And then the other thing they had is they have, which is the first time I've ever seen it, it's a flipping bait that was
Oh
half
yeah.
crawfish and half shrimp.
Shrimp. And that thing, I guarantee you could take that anywhere in the country and go catch
Fish.
some fish.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they came from all the way from like a half inch up to like 3 or 4 inches.
Yeah. Yeah.
They had all different sizes.
I got something else. I mean, it is pertaining to outdoors, and I got a couple pictures of it. But this freaking cooler, it was made by Grizzly, dude. I think it's
I was trying to
know.
get Pappy to get into the cooler, but he was afraid I was going to lock the cooler on.
Well, I could have got into the cooler, and I'm talking about, I'm 5'5", 225, and I might be exaggerating about that. But anyways, I could have got in. I could have got in that cooler, and not stretched out, but dang near close. One of the biggest coolers I'd ever seen.
Yeah,
and it was nice. I mean, I'm kind of a cooler snob, but
But I want to talk about one, like, we throw a lot of swim baits here, and Epic Baits has.
Yep.
I don't know, Jerry. Can we talk about this?
I don't know where you're going with it, but we can start.
Well, their new style of swim bait jigs of how with their new keepers and stuff.
Yeah, you can talk about that. Yep.
Those it has almost like a double keeper on it, because usually, like how we'll super glue the swim baits onto the swim jigs, and it's going to be very interesting. That was one product that I really liked, that I even told Pappy, I said, I got to get me a bunch of these because I think it's going to help, and it's going to keep I think it will keep from having to use the super glue, and which it has like the double. It has, I say, a double keeper. It had it was like a ribbed going onto the hook, but at the back end of it had like a little wire that came down.
Mm-hmm.
That was
it's a keeper wire.
like you had. Let's see. I don't.
Yeah, we got what you're saying. Yeah. So when you went up around the hook, and it's got the ribs on it, and it's got the little keeper wire that It's supposed to keep it from sliding and ripping at the same time.
Correct.
Right.
And I think that was, and which again, we throw a lot of swim jigs, especially wintertime and fall and that early spring. We will throw a lot of swim baits, and now since the forward facing sonar, we're throwing them pretty much all year round now. But how they thought about that, and I think that was one thing that they said, was it Cal Lane that helped them design that?
Yep,
And
absolutely.
And so I really thought that was, with kind of terminal tackle wise, that was one of the coolest things that I looked at and I said that will actually work.
Yeah, and
I agree with it. Yeah.
Hands down, I think I showed you also that their nail weight they make at Epic Baits has these like barbs on it. And man, once you slide it up into a worm or even one of these cokies or fireballs, it just doesn't come out. I mean, if you want it out, you're gonna have to work on it.
Yeah.
You know, it does not come back out of there. So he's going to be having a big sale on a bunch of this stuff. So just remember epicbaits.com, and you know they're going to have a big sale, and they got a lot of announcements coming out. So you know, and they're not one of your sponsors, and right now they're not one of ours, but they're talking to us. They want us to join with them. So yeah, we're not going to say everything we're doing with them, but we got some dealings with them. But yeah, they had some good baits, and then you know, I ran by. You guys weren't with me, but I ran by the Spro booth, and he had some pretty cool of those shrimp baits, and he had that centipede looking new bait from Hide Up that that kind of has the tentacles like one of these, but they're really short, and it's like 4 or 5 inches long. It's just full of tentacles, and that looked pretty cool. I talked to Kyle Welcher, and he had used some of their baits, and he said, yeah, they work really well.
Yeah. But you also asked Kyle, what's the next hottest bait?
Yeah. And I got a big laugh and a smile on that one, didn't
I? And what did he say? And I don't know.
Yeah,
and then he just picked something on the wall and said, that's going to be it.
Yeah. You know, it was kind of cool because when I did the video at Epic Baits, I did that one with Cal Lane. And then when I went over and did the interview at Power Pole, I ended up doing that one with Jimmy Houston and Fletcher Shyrock, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's one thing that I was wanting to go to with electronic wise. That Power Pole Vision, I could see, I mean, that's like you having a tablet right there on the console of your boat. And you can go back and which Fletcher was showing us, like how he uses it is he'll go to Google Earth, and as he's on this lake, he can go back years and be able to look at things on Google Earth and be able to help him in real time, instead of doing, like, he still does his homework prior to, but he's able to see that in real life as he's fishing it.
Right.
And you know what's cool about that, and you touched on it right then, is that you can go back in history and look at the different topography of it, and get a what it was to what it is, and get a really good understanding of why maybe either the fish pushed out, or maybe they snugged up, or whatever the reason may be, or and that's I'm glad they kind of added that feature, because that is a huge thing.
Yeah, that's kind of a secret y'all gave away right there, because if you want to see a body of water, now you kind of said it. You go on Google and you look at when was the record low of this lake, and you put your lake name in, and bang, it gives you a picture of it. You see every rock, stump, tree. Now I've been to let's see, Douglas Lake in Tennessee with Hunter,
Yeah.
And believe it or not, we fished a tournament and the lake was 30 feet low. So
Mm.
you're looking up 30 feet to what is usually an island, and you're at
Mm-hmm.
the base of it. You can
Yeah.
see the
Yeah.
grass up at the top, and the rest of it's all rock. And then we fished
Yep.
it full, and you swear we were on a different lake.
Oh, I guarantee. Yeah.
That
What
difference, man, it
was?
looked like you were on a whole
Yeah.
different lake.
He was at the time.
Yeah, you
Same
were.
lake, but different.
Yeah, it's amazing what you can see in an empty lake.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now,
Yep.
um,
Back then, whenever the Chickamauga Lake did that, and it'd be at winter pool, I'd take the boat and go around and take pictures. That's how I did it.
Uh,
Of when I take pictures of certain areas and certain things, and then when got back to summer pool, I knew what I was looking at.
yeah.
But
I
now
love
that eliminate
Chickamauga.
it'll. Oh yeah, and but all that eliminates that.
yeah.
You don't have to do all that old school stuff anymore.
That was
Well, my
really,
thing
really,
is,
really
I'll
cool.
have
Yeah.
20 million pictures in front of the ones that I was needing to look at when I'm looking at it,
Yeah.
and I'll have to dig through them. But
The other news that we saw, if you guys remember, we stopped by Aquaview, and they're coming
yeah.
out with a new
Yep.
saltwater version camera, and they're making some of the other cameras a little more compact.
Well,
And
what about the reel? You know that how they have a reel for you to be able to keep everything together.
yeah, I have a couple of them here. They provided us with every camera they made, and we even have the one that's called the Captain that's in Hunter's side by side. So when he's in the woods, you can see behind him and in front of him. But yeah, the reel's kind of cool because when we go out salt water, it's not uncommon for us to drop 200-300 feet of cord.
Yeah.
Man, if you got to sit there and go like this, crap, I'm
Mm.
handing it to Hunter and say, "Hey, you got a new job, buddy." Uh, but if it's got a reel, I'm okay with reeling it. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, what was Gerry for you? What was a product that you seen at Icast that you're like that right there is cool. That is something to kind of take a note on to when it comes out that I'm going to have to get.
I think the tripod scale at the Bubba was a home run hit. I believe that the swim bait and that cross slash shrimp bait at Fish Labs was a home run. And then for the saltwater stuff, uh, we like that rod over at what were they called?
It's something catfish
Yeah, mud
or
cat or
something
something like
cats.
that.
Yeah, mud cats,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but man, they
Yeah.
had some. That had to be the coolest booth in the whole show, and I was just amazed at that. That had to be the coolest thing I saw in that whole show. That's probably it, along with the new swim jig at Epic, the new
Mm-hmm.
nail weight that Epic's got, um, and the new sunglasses with Bahio. They
Yeah.
allot Hunter and I X amount of pair every year, and we've already used it. And now they go and bring out a new one. So it sounds to me like somebody's coming up with a couple more codes for us.
Yeah.
I
Now,
think there'll be a couple more sunglasses headed our way.
well, and the thing is, and I was kind of surprised, and I meant to say something to you, but there was not a lot of tungsten out there.
No, no, there was not. There was not. There
And
wasn't.
do you
There
think,
wasn't a lot of. Everybody's kind of concentrating on the swim baits and on the weirdest bait you can invent.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, when you went to the Japanese guy's place, you'd look at that and say, "Man, did a kid make these or what?"
yeah,
It's like
like,
that little game when you're a kid, you made this creature and then you ate it because it was made out of jello or something.
right.
I mean, some of the baits they had, you just shake your head and go, "What?"
But the thing is like, you look at these baits and you're like, what in the world is this supposed to represent? And I mean, because there's nothing in freshwater that the fireballs or the koikis even kind of represent.
Oh man, it's a plankton like bait that they eat when they're fried, and they're
Yeah,
so small that the naked eye can't pick them up. And they don't eat them any longer because they'd have to eat a million of them to even have half a meal.
right.
But when you start throwing them as big as this is our biggest one at 5.6 inches across. I don't know how good you can see that. But
Yeah.
when you start throwing that out there, that's like me coming in your house one night when you got a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and I throw a filet down freshly cooked. What are you going to eat?
I'm
Yeah,
eating a
I'm eating that
fillet, baby.
filet.
Uh huh.
Now,
Hmm.
I've had pros, okay, pros that I gave these to. They told me, dude, them fish swim from 15 feet away. I could see them come sideways on the forward facing. They swim from 15 feet to eat them. The thing we see a lot is we fish a lot of brush piles, and I don't know how, but you look at the brush pile and you'll maybe see two bass there, and all of a sudden you got this koiki ball coming down like this, or we call them fireballs. And when that thing gets 15, 20 feet above it, you see all these bass just explode out of there and come up and fight over it. Fight over it. I mean, it's crazy. And when they first came out, Rowan and I looked at them and go, who in the hell's going to throw that? Now look where we are.
yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
and the thing is, and I guess we should learn because Roland's done that before on a bait, and it's probably the top number one bait that is sold and made right now. Gary Yamamoto gave him a stick bait, and I remember what was it, 3-4 years ago, Jerry and Roland. We were talking about the stick baits because it kind of picked back up, and everybody was throwing them, everybody was making them, and he says, yeah, when Gary Yamamoto handed me this thing, and he said, these things ain't going to catch a daggum fish.
Yeah, and they do.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was hoping you weren't going to the helicopter lord, buddy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Being a real close friend of Roland, we were sitting around one night and I looked over and I laughed and he goes, what are you laughing about? I said, dude, I was just trying to think of what in the hell you thought when you started promoting the helicopter lore. Yeah. And he goes, hey, as long as they're willing to pay me, I don't care what it looks like. So he did catch some fish on it, but you're right on the Cinco. And the
Yeah.
same thing with these. When Roland and I saw these, we're like, "Oh my God, who made this?" And now
Yeah.
look where we're at.
Well, I mean, it's kind of funny to see how it all started to where I mean, when it first came out, it was just a cube that looked like it had skirt material just coming out of it. And then it
Because it was.
evolved.
It was, yeah, it did have skirt
Yeah, it
material. You're
was.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This is a fuzzy dice.
Yeah.
yeah. And now look what it's transpired into. And
Yeah.
it's not going anywhere anytime soon. But I will tell you what is going to happen, which I think is great. The price is going to get into a reality number.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because, dude, the Sakamoto shads, I seen people in California buying one bag at $81.
Oh my gosh.
$81. This bait right here, which is our biggest one, the 5.6 one, in Scuppernong, I had a guy that he would buy every one of them at $45 that I made. So I stopped telling him we made any because he was taking them from the kids.
Yeah.
And the kids would come over and they go, hey, how much can I get that for? And I'd say, give me $20 without the box, without the label, without the wire. I mean, there's a lot of money. People don't realize how much money's in this box, that wire, this label.
Yeah.
When you put all that together, it adds a lot to the price.
Yeah.
And
That's true.
and the one product that we are adding, I can't say much about it, but it's pretty expensive.
Yeah.
You don't get much of it for like $250. But it works, man. It's making that thing. The whole time we've been having this show, I've been squeezing it and rolling it. I don't know if you can tell, but
Hmm.
and I did it the
Well,
whole entire show, and look, that's the same one we had at the show.
well, Pappy, you was right. He does like playing with some plastic balls.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
So
And we're gonna keep making them. We're gonna keep making new colors. If anybody out there it wants a custom color, if you can think it, we can make it.
yeah,
There you go.
that's true. And so, Pappy, what about you? What was there anything besides the Bubba that or any takeaways from Icast this past year? With it being your first year, um, was there something else that caught your eye, or just any kind of takeaways?
Well, I mean, honestly, the biggest thing obviously was the Bubba thing. I mean,
Yeah,
the Bubba scales just kind of blew everything else out of the water. It set the standard, and then after that, what I noticed that there was a lot of urchin baits. You know, nothing compared to what I see before me, but I did like the swim bait that Epic is coming or has. Um, you know, but again, it's the Bubba scales
yeah,
and the fact that they could lower the food prices. I
yeah.
mean,
Well,
that's
I want to real quick, Jerry. Does Hunter have a code for Bahio?
Does he have a code?
Yeah. So I mean, because we don't have a code. So does Hunter have a code?
No, no, they're working on that though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the copper red baits. Those have they have been my favorite frogs that I have been throwing for past 4 or 5 years, and they I've caught a bunch of fish to come through grass. I have there ain't no telling how many fish I've caught on them and how they move. I mean, they've got it's the wave runner and the tsunami, and they got a real small one to a medium, and then the tsunami one, I think it weighs an ounce. And but those frogs there, the um oh shoot, the lipless crankbaits, and I just had a brain fart on it as well. Um but Snatch and Shad is what it's called.
yeah.
And so we use a lot of lipless crankbaits, especially during the late winter, early springtime. And Pappy and I were using them, and we were just yo-yoing it, and we were having hits to where it was when it was on the bottom, you could feel it hit the bottom, but then you'd feel that hit afterwards. And I really didn't realize what was going on down there, and to where a lot of your lipless crankbaits, when it hits the bottom, they'll kind of lean over.
Mm-hmm.
These snatching shads will fall, and it will go to the nose, and it kind of sits up with that tail just sitting there. And so then bass are coming down, looking at it, and kind of seeing it shimmer, and then they're just coming up and just picking it up. Because I was telling him about the bites that we were having, and that he told us, and he actually had a video that he was showing us that he had in an aquarium, to where he dropped it down, and that nose just nose down, and that tail was kind of maybe at like a 45 to where, and it was just sitting there. And so those baits right there, I really enjoy throwing. We've thrown them a lot, and let's see.
We don't have a sponsor on frogs, and you did bring me over there, and
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, that guy has about every color and every style and every size frog anybody could ever need.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And they were
and
great people too to talk to,
Oh yeah.
and I didn't even ask him for one. I just told him he made a very good product, and we
yeah,
left.
yeah, and so I with that being said, I don't know. We kind of talked about pretty much everything that we liked. Cast Kings has come out with a new bait caster. I don't know if you've seen this, Jerry. The bait caster has a trigger by the drag spool. So there's a trigger by it. You pull the trigger and it releases it, and so you can cast it. So it's just kind of quick cast to where you can just reel in, hit that trigger, and go. I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know how much. I mean, really, how much time is it really saving you, and what's the benefit? But it was a cool reel. I don't know. I mean, because it's just as easy. I mean, how often we're using bait casters and stuff like that. It's just as easy for us. It's just more natural for us just to hit the button and go instead of doing the trigger. But it is cool. So,
right.
I don't know. We did see some baits that I didn't care too much for. I thought they were dumb. But I do have to agree that the pricing on the food and drinks was ridiculous. But thanks, Jerry, for spending the $80 on 3 Mountain Dews.
Yeah. Hey, just remember, people, you go to Icast, smuggle in your drinks.
Yeah.
Hey,
Jerry, real quick, can you you want to talk about the website that you and Wild Hunter or wildhunters.com, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's wildhunterbaits.com, and it's fairly new, but it has our contact information, and nothing's up there for sale because, like I said, to be quite honest with you, even with Sakamoto shads, they're going out the door as quick as we can make them. I mean, prices are a lot cheaper on the Sakamotos than they were, but again, we use a lot of unique colors. Not like everybody else. Everybody else just stays to the basics. But yeah, we'll make anything. We've got over 130 something molds of baits we can make. But if you keep going there or go to Hunter B Outdoors on YouTube, you will see some new baits that we're coming out with. Two new flipping craws actually. A new lizard we're coming out with. We've got some pretty cool stuff that we're coming out with, and it's I think it's going to be a game changer. And we will do the video on how to rig the balls and in the different ways we rig it. And there's only really 3 ways that we'll rig it. It depends on what we're fishing and stuff like that. But again, I enjoyed having you guys around during Icast, and I don't know how productive it was for y'all, but for us, it was very productive. We got a lot covered, and again, for the first 2 days, I was happy there wasn't much traffic in the aisles. In that,
well, and I agree with that. I mean, because that's the reason why I said on Friday, because usually Friday everybody is already gone. They may come in for an hour or 2 in the morning and then get out.
Right.
But I think that if they brought the high school, I don't think they need to open it up to like
just anybody,
the public.
Right.
But I think they need to open it up to allow the college anglers, high school anglers and stuff like that to where they can maybe come in as a team instead of just coming in as individual general public.
Yeah. I've been there on the Friday when I hate saying this, but when some of the kids and stuff come in and dude, they go to a booth and you know what they say? Hey, what do you got for free?
Yeah.
Hey, what are you handing out? You handing anything out? And those manufacturers, they get tired of hearing that because that's not the intent of the show.
No.
And kids used to go down there and they get mad because they couldn't get anything, and Hunter to leave with like $2,000-3,000 worth of stuff. But what they didn't realize is that was going to be months of content that he had to produce. So I mean, it would have been cheaper for us probably to buy it than it would be
Yeah.
for us to spend all the time and money on producing the content videos.
Yeah.
And they think it's a cool thing because you got handed all this stuff, but they don't realize the work that goes behind it.
Well, that's
So
another thing though, is they don't think about that work because they
no,
don't do it,
no, they
you
don't.
know. And that's a sad thing, and which we've talked about this before when it comes to sponsorship and stuff on the podcast with you. And I think the biggest thing that you have said about sponsorship is it's not what that sponsor can do for you. It's what
Right.
you
What
can
can
do for
you
that
do for the
sponsor.
sponsor? Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and that's one thing I think that Hunter does so well to be able uh, to get himself out. And that's the reason why he's got so many sponsors, because he is doing all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, cause I know he is, for a 14-year-old kid, he's busier than a lot of people that I know. And with schoolwork, I know that where you had said that he got picked up from school straight to the airport and flew and met you wherever, and then turned around and had to fly back after fishing and filming and stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah. Out on Friday night, back on Sunday night, back to school Monday, but he's willing to put in the time and the effort, and it's really weird because I'm going to give you an example. I was out in, where was I? Kentucky, and I had to do some seminars, and I did one with Keith Pouchet. So it
yeah,
was him and I talking about social media. So I turned to Keith and I said afterwards, I said, anything I can do to help you out? And he goes, yeah, man. He said, I'd like to get one of these AquaView cameras. He said, them people won't even talk to me. And I said, really? Will you do the content that's required once you have it? He goes, hell yeah, I'll do that. So right there in front of him, I called the big shot at AquaView. I said, hey, and this is a week before Icast. I'm bringing Keith Pouchet to the booth. Can you have a camera for him? He wants to do some content for you. He goes, absolutely. See you at Icast. So I was over at Icast. Keith called me. We went over. They gave him a $1,700 camera, and that boy did a whole bunch of content for them. And
yeah,
that's how you start to be known.
yeah,
And
and
and even Keith Pouchet needed help. And I've leaned on some pros to, hey, can you open that door for me? And they're like, yeah, man, no problem. I can help you.
yeah,
So a lot of times you got to know somebody there, and sometimes it takes somebody's help, and it doesn't hurt to ask. And we've Wild Hunter Baits, we've gone to so many pro staff people that took the free stuff and never gave us any content. That's not funny.
no,
Yeah, we've had to fire so many people at CNN Custom Baits. Call him up and ask him; he'll tell you the same thing. They
yeah,
make a good product. People would take all the free stuff and they wouldn't return anything, no content
yeah,
or anything.
Yeah.
yeah, and
So it's crazy. Hey,
yeah, and
I got to ask because it's killing me, man. This whole show, man, calling at your house, is it disco night? Because I keep seeing something on the right change color.
yeah, it's one of the daggum thing. I tried to get it set, and I have to reset it.
I don't know.
But
I thought maybe you got disco practice after this something.
it is.
That thing's
I
been
actually
changing
have
color.
I have the
I
disco ball
and,
right up here.
and the one on the left don't change color, but the one on the right keeps changing color.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just wanting to mess with Pappy is what it is.
Well, you messed with me
Yeah.
instead.
You ain't messing with me. I mean, you're the wrong one, buddy.
So,
Yeah.
but no, that's what it is. We had a storm and it knocked the power out, and I have to reset it.
Uh,
And so
Gotcha. But that's about it on iCast that I can, I think we've hit all the high spots and
Yeah.
don't go there thirsty. And I think we
Yeah.
pretty much got that squared away.
yeah.
Yep.
And if you're ever in the Orlando area looking for a great place to go eat, Delmonico's.
Oh, yeah.
So, by far my favorite steak place to go eat at. And so, well, Gerry, we thank you so much, and we appreciate the time that you allowed us to be able to hang out with you and to go out to eat. And Michelle told me to ask you, was your favorite time at Icast is when she was there eating dinner with us. So, and I told her, I says, well, it may put on the top 10.
It was
But
okay, but having to eat my meal with one hand because I was holding hands with her under the table, that was a little difficult.
Yeah.
So, just kidding, man. Just joking.
Yeah. But Gerry, man, we thank you for all that you do for us, and I mean, and we're looking forward to seeing what the future holds for y'all and wild hunters. And I mean, it's crazy to see within the past year and a half what hunters been able to do with the baits, and
it is.
we're
Pretty
definitely
wild.
proud of him.
Yeah, and I
So,
thank you guys for what you do with the podcast, because you know what? You open a lot of people's eyes to a lot of different aspects of this sport, and it's really a very informative show. And I think people tune in because they know they're going to be dealing with real people and not get a whole bunch of BS thrown down their throat or whatever. And you guys say it like it is, and that's what I appreciate about the show. And you guys keep doing that. It's a great job. And whenever you need somebody to fill in, I'm always happy to come in. And maybe one time we should come in, just sit here and have the people ask questions.
Yeah, and which I mean, I see like on the Facebook. I mean, there's a bunch of comments and stuff on Facebook and on Rumble and stuff that I mean, we didn't even get a chance, and I apologize. And I know we need to do better at being asking, but when it's kind of sometimes it's kind of hard to ask all the questions though.
Right. But we should come in. We should maybe set some shows on the side that's exactly what we do is say, ask us anything about any bait, and and maybe we could have stuff in front of us and try and show them stuff while we're sitting here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I promise, Gerry, the next time we have you on, I'm going to give you more than 30 minutes to get ready.
Okay, that'd help. Hey, but all kidding aside, man, I have no problem doing this even on 5 minutes notice. I mean, I'll get through it, and we'll have some good conversations, and we can go from there.
Yeah.
So, so guys, we're going to wrap it up with that. And next week we're going to have the traveling fisherman back on. He is in Maine, and so we're going to talk to him about fishing up in Maine and what it's like and what he's had to change to be able to go up there and start catching some fish. So it's going to be a good time as always. But Pappy, real quick, you want to say anything about where people needs to go for the Salute to Valor?
Yeah, just go to the Deck Talk podcast website, and you can put in. We have a link that you'll click on, and then put in all the credentials that are there when it pulls it up. Super simple, super easy, and then as soon as you hit submit, I'll get an email. Then we'll go from there, and we'll have our Salute to Valor. But we really, really want you guys to get on our website and try to, fill that out. And it helps. And not only we get to recognize our heroes, but, it also helps the website out. But first and foremost, it's our hero. And it don't even have to be a vet. I mean, they can be in the military currently. So, just utilize that easy access, if you will.
Yeah. So, well, Gerry, thank you again for coming on, brother. and I have to make my way down there towards you here sometime soon because I need to come down there and catch a big old Florida bass.
There you go. Hey, I do want to mention one thing though, because a lot of people don't know this. This year, everybody's looking for Lucky Strike at the Icast, and they
Oh yeah, I
weren't
meant to
there.
say something.
But Toby Keith was a real nice guy, and Hunter and I spent a lot of time with him the last year before he passed away at Icast. And Crystal took a liking to Hunter, and whenever Hunter needs anything, Crystal will take care of him. But everybody said we can't find him anymore. They changed the name of the company to Fish Lucky.
Fish Lucky.
So it's not Lucky Strike anymore. Look them up under Fish Lucky, everybody.
Yeah.
Same people, same products, just under a new name. That's it.
So, all right, guys, we're going to get off here. Fat Boy's hungry, and we're going to have. We're looking forward to next week, and Pappy gets some rest because we're going to put some work in tomorrow night, slinging little Debbie's.
Yeah.
So, guys, just remember, always, God loves you as if you're the only person in this world to love, and we will see you next week.